Hello, hello, hello. I wish I was giving better information today than what I have to give. But, share this out. Anybody who cares about this issue. We have so many people all over the internet here that say that they care about abuse. They care about exploitation of children, sex abuse of women and girls of all ages. So many people on Periscope, YouTube, Twitter, they all proclaim to care about this issue. And I'm not doubting that they do. But in this particular case, you get to put the rubber onto the road, or you get to put up or shut up, because what we've got here in my little humble neck of the woods is an honest-to-God situation that illustrates all the problems that intersect between politicians and their criminal behavior and the protection that the press affords them and the constituents who never get the true story. And we have what we have, which is in the 48th Senatorial District, which encompasses Lebanon County, my hometown, and Dauphin County, which is where I now reside, and part of York County. We have a soon-to-be convicted, admitted senator that was possessing multiple images of child pornography, including girls as young as the age of 3 engaged in a sex act with an adult. In his possession, admitted to the Pennsylvania Attorney General's officers and the investigators. He's already resigned, and we have a special election coming up in January. However, what we have is a very important process where the chairman of Lebanon County, York County, and Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, select conferees to pick the next senator. Well, it's going to be a Republican, so essentially by whoever they pick, they're going to win the special election and then probably stay in and not have a problem staying in office. But here's my issue. We've got somebody who announced today that they want to take that spot. It's a state representative. His name is Russ Diamond, probably the lowest form of life that has been elected into state office. He snuck into state office in the 102nd District of the House for the State Assembly in Pennsylvania by lying to his constituents about his criminal record, by lying about a recent arrest that he had because he didn't think anybody knew about it because it occurred in Boone County, Kentucky, where he was jailed for his public intoxication and additional charges that we may uncover. We don't know. We've got a guy who has multiple PFAs with multiple women filed against him. One PFA that was, of course, deemed credible by the judge said that he wanted to kill her, that he was going to kill her. So this state representative, Russ Diamond, is an individual with multiple PFAs from multiple women. Domestic abuse incidents investigated by police have found women bruised and bloodied. He violated the PFA in one instance and was arrested for that. While running for election, 2 blocks from his home, he gets so drunk at a bar that he could not walk and was arrested by his hometown police for public intoxication because he could not walk 2 blocks to get to his home. He tells everybody that he has found God after this and that he is going sober and he's going to meetings. Meanwhile, a couple of months later in Kentucky, where he thinks no one will find him, he gets falling down drunk again and arrested for his behavior by the police in Boone County, Kentucky. Lies, never reveals this to the voters of the 102nd District, sneaks into office a couple months later, where he has been successfully because he has knocked people off the ballot. Because he has knocked people off the ballot. It's the only reason he's in there. He knocked 2 people off the ballot to get into office. So now we've got a guy, a woman beater, falling down drunk, who has the audacity to step up and say that he would like to be the guy. He would like to be the guy that steps up and takes over the child pornographer, possessive of child pornographer, Mike Falmer. The disgraced national and world news state senator Mike Falmer senator of the county of which I was raised and the county of which part of the county of which I reside. And now we've got a conferee process coming up on October 14th, where the chairman of Lebanon County, which is included on here, of which I am a former chairman. I'm a former chairman of Lebanon County, GOP. The current chairman of Lebanon County is Casey Long. He's a good man. He's a friend of mine. And I believe he'll do the right thing. I believe that we need conferees who respect law and order and will remove criminals from elected office. We absolutely have to step up and take out abusers of women and girls of all ages. Exploitation of women by legislators must end, and it must end now. Now, we've gotten rid of the child porn guy in Mike Falmer. He had to resign in disgrace. He has admitted to Pennsylvania Attorney General that he did indeed possess those. They were found on his phone and on his computer at home. Child pornography images. We are told as young as 3 years old, the girls were engaged in sex acts with men. That seat is now open, and the current disgusting person, a woman abuser, a falling down drunk, a chain-smoking moron, has now lifted his head above the sand to say, I want that seat. I want to be senator. Are you kidding me? Now, what are the chances of this happening? I don't know. Probably near zero. But I need people who care about this to retweet my last retweet out there. I need the Pennsylvania State GOP chair, Lawrence Tabus, to understand who Russ Diamond is. We know Casey Long, the Lebanon County chairman, probably understands all this stuff. But if you retweet my tweet, we'll get it out there. We'll say no more child porn protectors. And you'll see that Mike Falmer and Russ Diamond are hand in hand. They were best buddies. Matter of fact, they signed a letter together to try to remove Casey Long as chairman because they didn't like that Casey was aware of their criminal past, and they felt threatened by that. So if nobody can step up now and retweet my tweet about stopping a child pornographer's best friend, a falling down drunk woman beater with multiple PFAs, who we have on video saying that every cop is a pig and a liar. Every cop is a pig and a liar. This guy's on video. Videoed by his ex-girlfriend who he trapped in a closet for weeks at a time. Videoed the abuse that she was under. At one point, this individual, Russ Diamond, who is an elected official, which is hard to believe. We can finish that fight, I think, coming up in the spring. This individual takes the sole Polaroid of his live-in girlfriend, the sole Polaroid of her stillborn child that the hospital provided for her after the birth of a stillborn child, the sole photograph she had of the world of her child that was born to her. He ripped it up. He ripped it up. He's on video ripping up the sole photographic evidence of a stillborn child to this woman. Just one in a series of videos abusing this woman. And this is not even a woman who is involved with the incidents where he is dragging his ex-wife out of his office by the wrist, bruising her and bloodying her up to the point where the Annville Police Department had to arrest him and issue a PFA, which he then subsequently violated and was arrested for again. This is the individual who wants to step up and take over for a child porn king, Senator Mike Falmer, who resigned in disgrace because he was in possession of images of girls as young as 3 performing sex acts on an adult male. If we cannot step up as Republicans, and say no more abusers of women, no more abusers of children, no more exploitation shall occur within the ranks of the Republican Party, then we are worth nothing. And everything we say and do is all hollow, and as the president would say, it's bullshit. If you cannot step up now and tell Lebanon County GOP, tell Pennsylvania GOP, they're right there in my tweet. If you click on Lebanon County GOP in my tweet, it will bring up their Twitter page. Their website is there, and you can call them. You can call the GOP. They've got somebody in the office. leave a message if they're on the phone, and you can say, no Russ Diamond, no woman abusers, and why the hell did you elect a child pornographer into the Senate in the first place? And I don't want to hear another word from all of these Q people and all these people that talk about how, child sex is the problem. I've talked to one guy who takes it seriously, and that's Gabe Hoffman. And Gabe is looking at what's going on in Hollywood. Let me tell you what's going on right here in the Rust Belt. Let me tell you what's going on right here in Pennsylvania, in the middle of Pennsylvania. We've got a child porn possessing senator who just resigned in disgrace. And what do we have? Who wants to follow him? We have a man who has beaten and imprisoned in his home several women, several PFAs, violations of PFAs, falling down drunk, multiple intoxication, arrest. 2 blocks from his own home because he couldn't even make it home from 2 blocks. The other in Boone County, Kentucky, where he thinks no one knows about it and lied about it to the voters of the 102nd District. If you can't get angry about this stuff, then you have no business following any of us who are trying to make things better. If all you care about are things that have Donald Trump's brand on it and not the Republican Party, it starts at home. And if you can't improve your state representative and your state senator, you're never going to improve your congressman, and you will improve the chances for the president of the United States. It starts at home. It starts in your backyard. Everybody on here needs to share this out after I'm done, because I've got to go. I've got to go because my girls are doing a concert at school where I'm going to watch my 5- and 6-year-old daughters sing with their fellow students. But in the back of my mind, I know that within 2 weeks' time, a man who possessed pornography that exploited girls the age of my own daughters, who had to resign in disgrace, the seat is now up for grabs. And now who should bop up to the top of the pile but a woman beating, falling down drunk, fortunate to be a state representative, soon not to be a state representative anymore, Russ Diamond. Retweet my tweet. More than that, click on Lebanon County GOP, click on PA GOP. Both their websites are there on their Twitter page. Call them and say, no more. What the hell are you guys doing? We cannot follow up a child pornographer with a woman beater and a falling down drunk. It's embarrassing. It's going to be bad news. Good news for liberals. Good news for liberals, because it's a bad news story. And our press loves bad news stories when the R is in front of their name or after their name. Republicans, mind our own shops, do our own work, clean up the aisle when we make the mess. And I'm telling you, we've got Republicans and we haven't done a damn thing about getting rid of the bad ones. And I, for one, am done with it. I am done with it. If we can't step up and get rid of the people on the ground level, at the state assembly level, then we don't have any freaking business thinking we're going to do a business at the top in 2020 for this president. Clean up your messes in your own home states. It's your job as Republicans to go out there, run for county committee, make sure that these assholes don't get through the vetting process, make sure that no chairman ever considers appointing in a special election a wife beater and a falling down drunk liar like Russ Diamond to replace a child pornographer, a pedophile in Mike Falmer, a man who possessed images of girls as young as 3 performing sex acts on a man. If that doesn't get you outraged, I want you to unfollow me. Don't come in here and hope to get news about Adam Schiff or what we're doing with Pfizergate from me if you don't care about the abuse and exploitation of girls as young as 3. You're probably following the wrong guy. Don't follow me if you don't want to do anything about local politicians that are dirty as shit, because I won't come back on to talk about the national issues if nobody gives a shit about the local stuff. Now, I'm giving you a perfect opportunity wherever you live in the United States of America to click on my tweet. It'll be my pinned tweet very soon, but it's right there at the top of my timeline. I want you to click on it. I want you to tell everybody on your Twitter timeline that you will not stand for it in Hawaii, Alaska, New Hampshire, Florida, Texas, California, or in this case, Pennsylvania. You will no longer tolerate The exploitation and abuse of women and girls. You will not tolerate it, and you will step up and you will tell the Lebanon County GOP members, and you will step up and you will tell the Pennsylvania State GOP, no more. No more child porn senators. No more wife beaters. No more falling down drunks. We are done with the bullshit. We want real politicians who take care of real issues so that they can campaign for a real president like Donald J. Trump. This is our chance. This is what we mean when we say we mean business. I hope to see about 500 retweets out of that thing. I'm not going to lie to you, because I'll be really disappointed if this is not the kind of issue that kept people up in arms, and they would rather see a Twitter thread about FISA-gate. So I expect to see some real good response here, because this is a situation with an actual emergency on the ground level. And if it happened in your state, I would help you out too. And I'm hoping that you'll help me out, because this conferee process to pick the next senator is very important, and it's coming up on October 14th. I'll be talking about it most likely every day between now and then. It's that important. No more exploitation of women and girls of any age by Republican lawmakers, or you will not make any laws. We are the people. We make the choices. We are responsible for putting them in office. And it's humiliating and it's embarrassing, as a former chairman of that county, that I have to sit here and tell you that a child porn king was sitting in there. And now it's embarrassing for me to tell you that another lawmaker in that very same damn county is an abuser, a serial abuser of women, and a falling down drunk to boot, and a liar who tried to hide his own arrest record from his voters. And if we can't get pissed off about that stuff, we don't belong in this fight. And we will never have the fight to put Donald Trump back in office in 2020. We will never have that fight if we don't have this fight first. My pinned tweet, retweet it, 500 of them. I want it out there. I want people to call those offices and say, no more assholes, no more lowlifes. We can't afford it. Not another one. Thank you. I appreciate you. I will be back in touch when I have something else to say, hopefully about a better matter. But until then, if this thing gets left in a dustbin and no one cares enough to help me out on this, I'll tell you, I'll be disappointed to the point of silence for a while. I really will. So I hope people take up the challenge. This is about child exploitation and exploitation of women of all ages. I'm done with it. Hopefully you're done with it too.